Oh, I have to admit, it's a Friday and I'm a little depressed. None of my K-dramas are going to be released today. I have to wait a whole other week for another episode of Extraordinary Attorney Woo. The only good thing is that tomorrow is the new episodes of Alchemy of Souls. But enough of that. Let's get into Extraordinary Attorney Woo. I don't know if this show can get any better than it is right now. Like, every episode is just better than the previous one, and this week was definitely no exception to that rule. We got to see a lot more of Attorney Woo and a little bit more character development with her co-attorneys, Attorney Kwan and Choi. Is that how you say her name? And we got to see her interact with them and work with them this episode. I like this episode because it just shows some of the flaws with our main character, Attorney Woo here. We see it so in episode 7, 5. I can't remember. Episode 5 or 7. I can't remember which. It was an odd number, but it was the one that came on Wednesday. We got to see that she was willing to do whatever it takes to win a case. And that she even coached one of her clients into answering questions that she knew that he was lying. But she wanted to win so bad because she was kind of in like a competition with Attorney Kwan, I think. And he kept on emphasizing that they're both on a 1-year contract, and whoever performs better would be able to get extension. So it kind of showed this competitiveness of her, and that she was willing to do anything to win. However, we did see the consequences of her actions and how she felt bad about what she did, about her actions, and about her willingness to win at whatever cost. And so it kind of gave us a little deeper insight into her character and her motives, and kind of made us like her even more. And then in the second one, it's either 6 or 8, episode 6 or 8. I probably could just turn around 1 second. Yeah, episode 6. So the last one was episode 5. This one's episode 6. We see that even though she has great knowledge, in the past, she's able to pull up information about certain laws and how to affect and how to use them, at a whim. This episode, episode 6, we kind of saw that she's not perfect, which is great, and that she didn't think of a certain way to help her client out more, and it was actually the judge she was presenting her case to that was able to help her and Choi out, and helping to reduce the sentence of her client, which was pretty good. And so I'm glad that we're starting to see some of her character flaws. Before she was basically perfect. The one thing that was kind of wrong with her is that she had autism. That was her main problem. But now we see that she does have certain aspects that are not good. And so I'm glad that they're starting to show this and expand her character. Character with flaws is always good. And how they overcome these flaws, which is great. So I'm glad they're starting to expand more of her major flaws, that she has autism, and the characteristics and stuff that goes with autism, on how this is hard for her, and we can start to get like the aspects of her that would be like in common people, like her competitive, doing whatever it costs to win, and then seeing that she deep down she has a conscience that she didn't like that she became that person. And this one, we saw that she, like I said, she could pull back information and at a whim, and always helps her, and this time it didn't really help her out, and that she needed outside help. So I'm glad they're pointing those things out. With the cases, I was the person she helped. I saw the actor in another show at Forecasting Weather or something like that, and he was a pretty good guy in that one, and then see him kind of being a slime bag in this one was kind of different, but shows that this guy has depth as an actor, which was great. And then in the second episode 6, we got to see a little bit more of like those who escaped from North Korea, and a bit about how their lives could be in South Korea, some of the prejudices that they might face to some of the South Korean, maybe the South Korean elites, as we see a doctor didn't really like North Koreans coming across. We also see some of the consequences in episode 6 of taking certain cases. Even though you're trying to help your client win, we saw that because of a cross-examination of a doctor, how it cost her company, her law firm, to lose I think millions of dollars because they decided not to join her law firm. So that's another great aspect of this show. I love in episode 6 the chemistry and how the friendship between her and Choi is growing and expanding. At first, that character seemed like she was going to be kind of like the third wheel. If you watch a lot of Asian shows, I hate putting all these countries together, but it seems like it's one of the themes. If you're watching a Japanese, Chinese, Taiwanese, or a Korean show, you always have that third wheel person who's always trying to sabotage the main character. And at first it looked like Choi might be that character, but I think after these 2 episodes, I think that's going to be less likely to happen. And so hopefully she doesn't turn into a bad guy in that sense where she's trying to sabotage Turney Woo and her relationships, because we do see that she is got some jealousy of her Turney Woo. But you have that one touching scene in the cafeteria where Turney Woo talked about how much she admires Choi, and so hopefully that carries weight throughout the rest of the series. Also, the big development I think this week is more like I feel like we definitely know who her mother is, and it kind of introduced her more, and we got to see how, especially in the end of episode 6, how she does share some characteristics with her mother, kind of OCD, everything has to be perfectly lined up and stuff, and neat and tidy. We got to see that in episode 6, so kind of interesting to see how that relationship develops. We see that her mother is very, let's say, political minded. I got a feeling that the reason why she kind of dumped Attorney Woo when she was born was because it would affect her future business career, her career as a lawyer. Because even in an interview, what's that, in episode 5, when they have the interview about her becoming one of the judges, national judges, how the rumor of her having a child out of wedlock would have affected her being able to be a judge. So I think we're seeing that her mom was very politically motivated, career business motivated, and that's why she kind of dumped Attorney Woo when she was a baby. We'll see how that plays out in the future. I'm guessing it has to come to light sooner or later that they are mother and daughter, and how that will affect the mother's career and her ability to be a judge, if she actually comes a judge, or if she'll have to choose between being a judge and acknowledging that Woo is her daughter. And then we'll see how Attorney Woo reacts to that, because in episode 5 we see that she was kind of depressed that her mother dumped her, and she was talking about how everything to her is about whales, and how a mother whale would never abandon her child, and she was kind of in that aspect wishing that she was a whale, that way her mother wouldn't abandon her. And we see also a flashback that Attorney Woo kind of wanted that mother figure in her life when she was just as a kid. So we'll see if she's willing to forgive her mother for abandoning her when she was a child. And then so this is kind of interesting because we have the father. What's the relationship between the father and her mother now? It doesn't look like they got any kind of relationship at all. He's more closer to Attorney Woo's boss, and we'll see if they develop any kind of relationship with that in this series. I'm not sure if that's really important, but how that'll play out. Might have been a love triangle between those three back in the day when they're all in college. So some things I would like to see in the future here in these episodes. I'd like to see a time where hopefully Attorney Woo and her dad or work on a case together or something. That would be nice because we know he was a lawyer at one time. Also, will she ever be able to conquer the revolving doors? That was like a big thing in the episode 1, but they kind of went away from it. So hopefully they'll go back to it and she'll be able to conquer the revolving doors. And then I think we're starting to see like a larger plot. And in the last episodes, I'm saying it seems like every episode is just about her taking on a different case. But I think we're starting to see a grander theme to this, and it's going to probably be like the relationship between her mother, and I think that's probably going to be like the grand theme from moving here on out. Let's wait and see. I hope you guys are enjoying the show as much as me. If you're still here at this time, thank you. I think maybe one of you might last this long, so I appreciate that. And everybody have a great day. And until next time, bye.